Once upon a time, in a big, beautiful forest, there lived a lion named Leo. Leo was the king of all the animals, and what a wonderful king he was. He had a magnificent golden mane that shone like the sun, and a heart that was even warmer and kinder. Every single morning, as the first rays of sunlight peeked through the leaves, King Leo would wake up. He'd stretch his big paws, give a mighty yawn, and roar, a gentle, friendly roar that echoed through the trees. "Good morning, forest," he would say, and the forest seemed to say good morning right back. They loved him not because he was big and strong, but because he was so very, very nice to everyone. One particularly sunny morning, as the dew was still sparkling on the flowers, a little rabbit named Rosie came hopping towards the king's den. Her fluffy white tail was drooping, and big, sad tears were rolling down her soft cheeks. She looked so distressed. King Leo, please help me," she cried, her voice trembling. King Leo, who was just about to take his morning stroll, stopped immediately. He lowered his great head and looked at the tiny rabbit with gentle, concerned eyes. "What is the matter, little Rosie?" he asked in his big, soft voice that sounded like a warm hug. It was a voice that could make anyone feel safe. "We were playing hide and seek near the berry bushes, and now I can't find her anywhere. I've looked and I've called, but she's gone." And with that, she started to cry all over again. King Leo's kind heart went out to the little rabbit. He gave her a reassuring smile. Now, don't you worry, little one," he said calmly. "I promise." With a new sense of purpose, King Leo let out a special call, one that he used only when he needed to gather his friends. It wasn't a scary roar, but a deep, rolling sound that meant, "Friends, I need you." And his friends came. First to arrive was Ella the elephant, walking with her slow, steady steps. She had a long, clever trunk and big, floppy ears that were excellent for listening. "What is it, King Leo?" she asked. The king explained the situation. "Ella, little Rosie here, has lost her mummy. Have you seen her this morning?" Ella shook her wise old head. "No, King Leo, I haven't, but I will certainly help you look. My big ears can hear the quietest rustle in the bushes." Just then, a very tall head appeared over the treetops. It was Gary the giraffe. He had a very, very long neck that was perfect for seeing far away. He gracefully ambled over. "Did someone call for a lookout?" he asked in his cheerful voice. "I can look far away from up here. I'll scan the whole forest from my high vantage point." Next to join the group, trotting elegantly, was Zara, the zebra, with her beautiful black and white stripes. She was known for her incredible speed. "Count me in," she declared. "I will run as fast as the wind and search every path and meadow. No one can cover ground faster than I can." And then a tiny, brave voice squeaked from near King Leo's paw. I can help, too." It was Mimi the mouse. She was so small you could almost miss her, but her heart was as big as anyone's. "I may be small," she said proudly, "but that means I can look in all the tiny places. Under roots, inside hollow logs, places where the bigger animals can't go." King Leo looked at his assembled friends, his heart swelling with pride. "Thank you, my friends," he said. "Let's split up. We will find Rosie's mummy together." And so the great search began. The animals looked and looked and looked some more. They were a fantastic team. Ella the elephant gently pushed aside large ferns with her trunk, peering behind them. Zara the zebra galloped along the river bank, her stripes a blur of black and white as she checked every nook and cranny. Mimi the mouse scurried into tiny holes and under piles of leaves, calling out, "Mrs. Rabbit, are you in here?" King Leo and little Rosie searched through the tall grass, which tickled Rosie's nose and made her want to sneeze. Leo kept a comforting presence, telling Rosie, "We're getting closer. I can feel it." Meanwhile, high above them all, Gary the giraffe stretched his long neck, his eyes methodically scanning the landscape. He looked past the river, over the flower meadows, and towards the rolling hills. Time passed, and the sun climbed higher in the sky. Little Rosie was starting to feel tired and a little bit discouraged. Just as another tear was about to fall, a loud, excited shout came from above. "I see her! I see her! I see Rosie's mummy!" It was Gary the giraffe. "She's over there, behind that big mossy rock by the tallest hill." Everyone's ears perked up. Hope surged through the group. "Lead the way," Gary King Leo called out. Everyone ran, trotted, and hopped towards the big rock. And there she was. Rosie's mummy was sitting by the rock, looking worried and calling out for her little one. She had been looking for Rosie, too. "Mummy, Mummy," cried Rosie, her heart bursting with joy. She hopped as fast as her little legs could carry her and leaped right into her mummy's waiting arms for a big, warm hug. "Oh, Rosie, my dear, I was so worried," said her mummy, hugging her tight. Then she looked up at the crowd of animals who had helped. "Thank you, King Leo. Thank you, everyone," she said, her voice filled with gratitude. "You are all so wonderfully kind." King Leo smiled his big, famous lion smile, the one that made everyone feel happy inside. "We are all friends in this forest," he said, his voice full of warmth, "and we always help each other. That is what friends do." A great cheer went up from all the animals. "Hooray for King Leo! Hooray for helping friends!" They all shouted. The forest was filled with the sound of their happiness. That night, to celebrate, King Leo declared a party. As the moon and stars came out to twinkle in the dark sky, all the animals gathered in a clearing. They ate yummy fruits and sweet berries that Ella the elephant helped shake down from the trees. They danced and they sang happy songs about friendship and kindness. Little Rosie stayed close to her mummy all night, her heart full and content. She felt like the luckiest rabbit in the entire world. King Leo watched all of his friends laughing and enjoying themselves. He saw Ella and Gary telling stories, Zara and Mimi dancing together, and Rosie and her mother sharing a special moment. A feeling of deep happiness filled him. He looked up at the stars and thought to himself, this is the very best kingdom in the whole wide world, because we all care for each other. And from that day on, the story of the lost rabbit and the kind king was told and retold whenever any animal in the forest, big or small, ever needed help. They knew they didn't have to be afraid or alone. They knew that their kind King Leo and all their wonderful friends would always, always be there for them. Thanks so much for listening to our story today. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more wonderful adventures. See you next time.